you ever wondered, why does history seem to repeat itself? Wars, revolutions, and social changes, always circling back, yet somehow moving forward. Hegel believed this isn't random. He argued that history itself has a logic, a rhythm, a dialectic, a process where ideas clash, contradictions emerge, and from that tension, new truths are born. It's a bold claim that every conflict, every struggle isn't chaos, but the engine of progress. In this video, we'll uncover 10 life lessons from Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, one of Germany's greatest philosophers. You'll learn how contradictions can shape growth, why freedom is history's ultimate destination, and how Hegel's insights still explain our chaotic modern world. Before we dive in, let me ask you, do you believe conflict destroys, or do you believe it creates? Lesson 1. Embrace contradiction. Hegel's philosophy begins with a radical idea. Contradiction is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced. He explained this through what he called the dialectic, where an idea, the thesis, meets its opposite, the antithesis. From this clash, a new and higher understanding emerges called synthesis. Think of it like this. You hold a belief, then encounter a challenge that completely shakes it. At first, you feel lost, but over time, the tension forces you to rethink, to grow, and eventually to find a stronger, more complete truth. Instead of running away from conflict, lean into it. Instead of fearing inner doubts, see them as signs that you're on the edge of growth. Every paradox you face is not a dead end. It's a doorway. Ask yourself, what new insight might be waiting beyond this contradiction? Lesson 2. History has a direction. Most people see history as a messy collection of wars, rulers, and random events. But Hegel argued that history has a direction, a purpose. He believed it is the unfolding of human freedom. When you look back, you can see it. Societies fighting for independence, movements pushing for equality, revolutions challenging old powers. Each moment looks chaotic when lived. But step back, and you see a pattern, a story of humanity slowly moving forward. When the news feels overwhelming, remember, the story isn't finished yet. History is not a cycle of endless repetition, it's a spiral. It revisits old conflicts, but always at a higher level. When the world feels stuck, Hegel reminds us, progress often looks messy in the moment, but it is progress all the same. Lesson 3. Freedom is humanity's destiny. For Hegel, the purpose of history was clear, the expansion of freedom. He believed that every society, through conflict and growth, expands the meaning of liberty, first for a few, then for many, and finally for all. Consider the arc of history, from kingdoms where only rulers had rights to revolutions declaring freedom for all citizens, to modern struggles for equality across race, gender, and class. The story of freedom is still being written. Freedom is not just a gift we inherit, it's a responsibility we carry. Each of us plays a role in expanding or restricting freedom. Do we speak up for others? Do we guard our own independence? Hegel asks us to see freedom not as something static, but as humanity's shared project. Lesson 4. True understanding requires the whole picture. Hegel often warned against what he called abstract thinking, looking at a single piece of reality without its context. He insisted that truth is always found in the whole picture. Imagine judging a person by a single mistake without knowing their story, or reacting to a headline without understanding the history behind it. That's what Hegel cautioned against. To understand anything fully, you must place it within the larger system, its past, its purpose, its relationships. In our world of social media, where quick takes dominate, this lesson matters more than ever. Before judging, step back. Ask, what's the bigger picture here? Wisdom lies not in snapshots, but in seeing connections. Lesson 5. Self-realization through struggle. Hegel believed that individuals don't discover who they are in times of comfort, but in moments of struggle. He argued that identity is not something we are simply born with. It is something we build through challenges and resistance. Think of a seed. It only becomes a tree by breaking through the soil, by pushing against obstacles, by reaching toward the light. Human beings are the same. Without tests, without hardship, we never truly grow. When life feels heavy, don't mistake struggle for failure. It may be the very process that is shaping you into who you are meant to become. Every challenge you face is part of your personal dialectic, a battle that refines and defines you. Lesson 6. The Master-Slave Dynamic. One of Hegel's most fascinating ideas is the master-slave dialectic. He argued that relationships of domination and submission actually reveal deep truths about self-consciousness. The master seeks recognition through power, but ironically becomes dependent on the slave's acknowledgement. The slave, through struggle and labor, gains a deeper awareness of self and of the world. Power without respect is fragile. True strength doesn't come from control. It comes from mutual recognition. Even in daily life, workplaces, friendships, families, real growth happens when both sides see each other as equals. Hegel reminds us, respect, not domination, is the foundation of freedom. Lesson 7. The rational is real. Hegel once wrote, "What is rational is real, and what is real is rational." This doesn't mean everything that exists is good. It means reality unfolds according to reason, even if we don't immediately see it. Think of revolutions. At first they seem chaotic and irrational, but later we see that they answered a deeper necessity, a demand for change. Reason works through reality, even when hidden beneath conflict. When life feels senseless, pause. Ask, what hidden reason might be shaping this? You may not see the logic right away, but over time, the pieces connect. Trust that even hardship can carry meaning, if you search for the lesson it holds. Lesson 8. Art, Religion, and Philosophy as Paths to Truth. For Hegel, truth isn't confined to dry logic. He believed humanity expresses ultimate reality through art, religion, and philosophy, each one offering a different lens on the same truth. Art gives us truth in images and beauty. Religion gives us truth in symbols and faith. Philosophy gives us truth through concepts and reason. Don't limit yourself to one way of seeking meaning. Read a poem, look at a painting, sit in silence, study philosophy. All are different doors leading to the same house of truth. Hegel teaches us that the pursuit of wisdom is richer when we embrace many forms of understanding. Lesson 9. Becoming is greater than being. Hegel believed reality is not static. It is always in motion, always becoming. Nothing is fixed, everything is part of a process of change and growth. Think of a child becoming an adult or a seed becoming a tree. Their essence is not in what they are right now, but in what they are becoming. Likewise, we as individuals, and humanity as a whole, are defined more by our movement than our stillness. Don't trap yourself in the illusion of permanence. Who you are today is not who you must be tomorrow. Growth means embracing the flow of becoming. Ask yourself, what am I moving toward? Because life is not about being, it's about becoming. Lesson 10. Freedom through community. Finally, Hegel argued that true freedom is not isolation. It's not doing whatever you want without regard for others. True freedom, he said, is realized in ethical life, when individuals live within a community where rights, duties, and recognition are shared. Freedom without responsibility leads to chaos. But when people work together in families, communities, and nations, freedom becomes real because it is both personal and collective. Today we often think freedom means independence. Hegel challenges us to see it differently. Real freedom is interdependence. We are free not when we stand apart, but when we stand together. recognizing and respecting each other's rights. So, what do we take away from Hegel's philosophy? He teaches us that reality is not a fixed thing, it's a living process. That conflict and struggle aren't meaningless, they are the engines of growth. That freedom isn't found in isolation, but in recognition, in community, and in our shared ethical life. Hegel reminds us that truth is not a static possession. It is something we move toward again and again, through art, through faith, through thought, and most of all through the courage to embrace change. If you feel trapped in contradictions, if you wonder why life seems full of conflict, remember Hegel's lesson. Every contradiction is also an opportunity. Every struggle is the beginning of transformation. Now I want to hear from you. Which of Hegel's lessons spoke to you the most? Was it the idea of becoming, the master-slave dynamic, or the thought that true freedom exists only in community? Share your thoughts in the comments. I read them all. And if this journey into Hegel's philosophy gave you a new way of seeing life, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, because we have many more deep dives into the great thinkers of history coming your way. Until next time, keep questioning, keep growing, and keep seeking truth. Because as Hegel would remind us, truth is not just what is, it is what is becoming.